McMaster Carr to the rescue again. This is an old C-clamp I had from, God, I think it's from my great uncle. They don't make them like this anymore. See this? Made in the USA too. It's called a super clamp. You can see it right there. I actually put a chassis saver on there that chipped off a little bit, but stayed on there pretty good for a while. But I broke this swivel. I pretty much repaired it, but I got a new swivel from McMaster Carr, and it's a press fit. So I want to see if it goes in there. I remember this was 410 thousandths wide, the spindle, and I pretty much fixed that spindle by hitting it with a hammer on a metal block. And the reason I broke that was I was kind of trying to line something up on that flagpole on a bolt back there, and I was trying to push the bolt over one of the studs. I was using this. I was really torquing it down really hard, and finally popped off this thing. I got it done though, but it did survive. So we'll see how this works though. But what's cool about McMaster Carr is that they got pretty much everything. Now you walk into Lowe's, man. They got all these trays in there. Sometimes about 2/3 or 3/4 of them are full. Plus they don't have all this stuff. And when I ordered from these guys, they're right here. I just ordered from them, and there's the box right there on the steps. So we'll see how this comes out. Now I got to pull this off. It's probably a pain because I really kind of did cramp it in there pretty good. We'll see how this thing fits in there. But I'm going to put a little grease in there. If it's a little too tight, I'm going to ream it out by hand with a drill bit, not with a power drill, till it just fits. And this is going to be a little wider face on here. You see that? More heavy duty. So should even last longer. Not that it's what lasted already. I think it's already about 40, 50 years. I think this is from the 1950s, to tell you the truth. That's how long it's been around. This thing didn't come off too easy. I actually I hammered this down pretty good. And it was pressed in there pretty good, but hopefully we get this in there, it'll be even better than new. It worked fine. I had to really apply some torque to this thing, but it's the swivels on here. It's a snug fit. Yeah. Pretty much turn it by hand. It's a snug fit. And basically it's back like brand new again. So 50 years older, so I think it's from the 50s. Or wait a minute, that would be about 60 years old, right? So yeah, it's called a super clamp or something. See what the hell it says on there. Super clamp, 4-inch, made in the USA. I don't think they make stuff like this. Usually they got those little, they don't have like these things on them and stuff like this. These have that little bar that you bend real easy. Made in USA, you see right there. So, tell you what, if I go get some more stuff like this, I'm probably going to go to, I think it's Harry Epstein's site. He's got some still USA old stock out there, or eBay, and get some used stuff in good shape, because most of the stuff you get out of China today just ain't up to the same quality. I mean, it's just a freaking thing. I noticed things old. That hammer too, that hammer over there, it's an old S-wing hammer. Crap, man, my dad had it. He got it from his uncle, and that's my great uncle. I still use it. So I smashed this thing down a little bit. This thing actually could have worked for a while longer, but this one's better. You can see it's a lot bigger. Sometimes you use this too to compress things for I remember, I think it was on the timing belt on this thing, the plunger. You compress the plunger and put a little pin in there, so when you get the compression on a timing belt, you pull you set the plunger up and stuff in the timing belt adjuster, and you pull that pin out, but you got to press that plunger in with the pin. I use this. So I use this. I don't know, I just use it every once in a while for different things. It's come in handy, but this thing's a hell of a lot stronger than the other things. There's a slight bend in it right now, but not much. Got most of it, because I really abused this when I was doing that flagpole. Because the hell, it's still up there. Got to put a couple got to do some sewing on it. It's starting to get a little frayed on the edge there. A couple of the flags, and But I got some heavy duty polyester cord. I'll be getting that done here pretty soon. But yeah, McMaster Carr, man. McMaster Carr. They got different kinds. This is the press fit. There are other kinds that they have like a little C clamp you press in here. But they got all of them, man. They got all of them. So wasn't sure if this was going to press in because the diameter on my spindle was just a hair over their specification, but it just worked. It did work, so I'm happy with this because, you know, I like these old tools. Like I said, this thing's about from the 1950s. My great uncle, who was he was a welder for I think it was an aircraft company. I think it was Curtis Wright. I think it was Curtis Wright. He was a welder, like specialist welder. So, and here's my little boo-boo cats right there playing around. So, but you know, you get the right stuff, man. It freaking lasts you a long time, don't it? And if you got a little broken part, you go down to McMaster Carr and get you hooked up. The only thing I could really break on this thing probably is this handle, but I guess you could wrap it up with some leather or something like that eventually if it ever happens. So, made in USA back in the old way, right? That's the way it should be.